Good day, fellow citizens of Imo State. I, Paul Amadi, have witnessed the constant and rapid growth in population in Owerri metropolitan and Imo State in general, and equally seen the way our citizens are being accommodated. And after much communication with many of our citizens and observation, I'm realistically obliged to conclude that we have a serious shortage of housing accommodation in both Owerri and the whole state. As more and more of our citizens move closer to Owerri to find means of livelihood, some returning from other parts of the nation after exhausting the energy and resources in search of meaningful jobs, and some because of the precarious and unfortunate security conditions around the nation, it is necessary that we have a plan in place to address this problem and improve the quality of life of our people. And another factor worth noting is the hyperinflation that has forced landlords to raise rents without regard to income availability. Essentially, the housing industry in Owerri and the suburbs has left our people basically living in total squalor, unhealthy conditions, and sometimes even unsafe environments where the houses are not structurally sound but unstable and need to be reinforced or completely demolished. As poverty persists, young men and sometimes women, especially within the Owerri city, are further forced to rent out their family allotted rooms and basically become homeless in their homes, daily searching for a place to spend the night. Even families are now subleasing parts of their houses and overcrowding whatever space is left in these houses. For over 3 years now, I've watched and wondered when the present Imo State government will recognize this predicament and take steps to remediate both the shortage and overcrowding or congestion. Well, I cannot watch any longer. The role of government to mitigate this accommodation and housing dilemma is urgent. And if I have my way, I will take unique and creative ways to address this social and economic problem. It is equally a poverty reduction measure, a measure we all know desperately needed by our people. As a quick preamble to massive investment in housing, the state should identify both commercial and private houses that are presently deteriorating and compel the owners to fix any problems from fallen leaking roofs, staircases, unstable concrete pillars, and walls. Offering some remodeling loans to landlords in the state is necessary, while government places liens on these houses until the loans are completely paid for. And for non-profit institutions like the churches or social organizations, government can and should offer grants. If one of the purposes is to achieve a modern environment as the most cost-effective way, this is the plan that I'm offering. Revolutioning our environment and improving the standard of living of our people are steps we must take. The negligence of government and environment are not within my vision of governance. Today, we have many houses and structures abandoned for years, and these are clear signs of financial hardship on the part of their owners. If I have my way, any houses uncompleted after 3 years or so will receive loans to complete them. I cannot preside over a state with overwhelming eyesores. Houses must be quickly completed to add money into the local state economy as well as give the state continuous facelifts. It is not an uphill task for our state government to build thousands of flats around the Owerri metropolitan and suburbs to ease accommodation. Also, building houses around the villages and towns are necessary, and selling them to citizens who can afford them and who have been hampered from building their dream homes because of high cost of land and lack of personal funds. These individuals would be given years to pay back the loans. There will be qualification requirements for citizens to receive these flats at subsidized rates. They must have visible jobs that could be verified and not simply moving from the rural or local areas just to receive cheap housing. Also, our physical and mental Our physical and mental challenged citizens will receive free housing if their sources of income cannot be determined. Honestly, siblings, for years, I've always felt that Owerri indigents have been cheated and have made the biggest sacrifices for Imo State development and deserve to be adequately compensated. While we have the need to build more metropolitan cities around the state, we should ensure that indigents of any chosen town of the state are provided for and not stripped of their lands and dismissed. Although it's an imagined city, and the construction there must take into account the likely citizens who will be displaced. Again, adequate compensations must be made as we seek to rebuild our state as well as build up our state as a modern state. As far as I'm concerned, offering subsidized housing, helping our citizens build their dream homes is a big cushion on general hardship, poverty, and help minimize the desperate and reckless efforts on the part of many of our citizens to build their dream homes, reckless efforts that have resulted in fraud and other criminal activities. The abundance of houses in the state is bound to reduce rents equally. Thank you, siblings, and God bless you all.